We're back on Day of Giving with Denver Davis, Director of Cross Country Track and Field. So the big story now for your program, you have indoor nationals this weekend. 5 individuals qualified. The men are ranked 21st nationally. What's the outlook for the team at NCAAs?
Hopefully a good one. We're going in. There's always a lot of excitement surrounding the event, and obviously, our athletes are expecting some big things out of themselves. Team score-wise, we're not going to be most likely in the hunt for a trophy, but I think all of our athletes are well positioned to hopefully come away with some All-American honors and some personal bests, and should be a very good experience for us this weekend, and just another good opportunity to represent the college on the national level.
Yeah, so you have a returning national champion in Devontae. If you could just talk about the boost he gives the program, just him coming back off of that win.
Sure. He's obviously had a very good indoor season so far this year, and has defended his conference title indoors in the 60 and in the long jump, and those are the events that he'll be competing in this weekend. I think the big thing for him is the experience that he brings to the team, and certainly in these big meet situations, the experience he brings to those as well. This won't necessarily be kind of old hat for him. He's going to be excited. There's certainly going to be some nerves. He's certainly going to be a little amped up for it. But when you're coming into this situation for the 3rd or 4th time in your career, having been on the top of the mountain, knowing what goes into that prep mentally and physically for the race this weekend, and he's got an edge in a lot of ways over a lot of people, and it's good for our younger athletes especially too, to see him and his work ethic and what level he's at on a daily basis, whether it's out on the track or in the weight room, and the leadership he brings to the team in that regard. And it's nice for them to have somebody like that on the team to look up to, and to certainly work toward getting on a level similar to his.
And on the women's side, this is quite a senior class you have with English Jackson, Callista Ariel, Felicia Clements, Emily Valley. All have qualified for nationals at one point over the last 2 years. I mean, what has that group done to sort of bring the program forward?
A lot. It's good when you have these senior classes, and we get lucky every now and when we have very deep senior classes. And I feel like on the women's side in particularly, we've had that for the last couple of years with seniors that we've had in our program. Previously, whether it was Amber Sellen or Ty Metter or Courtney Adams, and even back to when Olivia Mills was here, and Kaylee Kubishak and Mackenzie McDonald. It's really nice when you have that core group, and they really are stepping up, and they continue that progress all 4 years. And again, just the ability to have multiple athletes representing the team on the national level, and contribute such a large amount over their whole 4 years. It's really a blessing as a coach, and something that we'll certainly miss when they graduate this spring. But they still have some work to do over the next several weeks once the indoor season concludes this weekend, and we'll see what the spring season brings for them.
Yeah, you're talking about looking ahead to the spring. So what does your roster have to do to be able to contend for the conference title in the spring?
So really competing at the conference level in the ODAC is all about depth in our sport. And one of the big things is that we've got to be able to score points in as many events as possible. So, and in the areas where we have multiple athletes that can score, we need to make sure they all are performing at a level where they are scoring those points. So it's really a numbers game in terms of, accumulating as much as we can. It's nice to have the guys that can go in there, the women that can go in there and win an event and have those event champions, but you got to have 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way down to 8th place finishers to scoop a lot of those extra points. That's ultimately what keeps you competitive in the team race at the conference meet. So that'll be something we'll be looking at in the spring, and making sure that people are healthy and we've got as much depth as we possibly can as we get to the ODAC championships here in about 5 weeks. And like everybody else in the conference, we'll be rolling the dice and trying to make sure that we get our job done and we do it a little bit better than the other teams.
Since this is Day of Giving, can you speak about how important fundraising, but also just alumni connections are to helping you run a successful program?
Yeah, so we're really fortunate. We have a very strong alumni base, and they've been very generous to us over the years. I feel like this has been a little bit of a marquee year for us in terms of fundraising between Day of Giving and some of the other initiatives that we've had this year. The fundraising piece is crucial to what we do. It's really important as far as equipment that we're able to provide and travel that we're able to supplement for our athletes. it's good for instances is some of our fundraising and some of our donation dollars went this week to help Callista and English get to Boston to compete at Tufts over the weekend, and both of them came out of that meet with national qualifying performances. And that's something we wouldn't be able to do or provide without the support of our alumni, our family, our friends, anybody who's interested in furthering the track and cross-country programs here at Bridgewater.
So when you walked in here, I heard you say this is your first time being in the Learning Commons. So do you have any first impressions coming in here for the first time?
Yeah, wow comes to mind. Yeah, I know it opened a couple weeks ago, and we've been rolling through our postseason, so I really haven't left Neininger Hall at all, except to go to track meets or my house. And finally getting in here and just seeing the building initially, it's got a very big wow factor. It's beautiful. It's certainly a welcome addition to campus, and I know it's something that our students, our staff, our faculty, everybody's been looking forward to having open this year. And so it's nice to be in here. It definitely is impressive. That's maybe the best word I can get for it right now.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Coach, and good luck to the team this weekend. Hopefully some more All-American performances coming through.
Thanks. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.